Hey, so I'm in the middle of having breakfast, but I wanted to talk about a journey that I've been on for several years. I was going to say a few years, but it's actually been several years. It started 8 years ago, around 8 years ago. Um, and that was my spiritual awakening. So before 8 years ago, I wanted to say I was super narcissistic. Um, but I don't think that's fair. I think what I'll say is that in like I was very, very proud of who I was, like all those qualities about me that would make me marketable in some way, whether it was like I thought I was um, attractive or like I could sing well, like anything that could make me quote marketable, if you know what I mean. And so before my spiritual awakening, I was really, really different. Sorry, my hair is a mess. I don't really care too much. Hopefully, you don't either. All I did was comb it today, and I haven't put on makeup or anything, um, but yeah, so before my spiritual awakening, I was heavily relying on, you know, like everything about me that made me, quote, marketable, if you know what I mean, for a sense of self esteem. And I was all about like success and like, you know, that was kind of how I was driven. And I don't mean like, oh, I'm like a business, I'm gonna be like a business woman or something like that. I just meant like I was really focused on. I mean, don't get me wrong, like I did have this quality to me where I wanted to, um, you know, I had like a spiritual dimension to me, to my personality, to how I lived my life. But I, I don't know, I was cocky. Um, And that was what was driving me. That was what was maintaining me where I was at, like kind of being okay in my life. But I suffered a lot from um, like just kind of like mental health problem. No, I wanted to say mental health problems because it's an easy way to um, kind of abbreviate it, but it's not. I suffered from this specific mental health problem that I don't want to get into. Anyway, and so that would come up for me kind of a lot. And now I hardly suffer from it anymore. So I want to talk about the difference. I want to talk about basically what happened because I had a spiritual awakening and what that meant for me, what made it really marked as a, like, okay, this is different, like something's different is that my intuitive abilities increased and I felt that I was psychic. And for those of you who don't know what that's like, or I'm not familiar, for me, it was just like I literally felt psychic. Like I knew like that's what it was. But here's the thing, I feel like everybody can develop, quote, psychic abilities. It's just a matter of really leaning into your own intuition. So, really, really essentially, um, developing your intuition, really aligning with your intuition, developing a great um, uh, just like really trusting your intuition. It's this matter of developing the intuition essentially. I do that still. I've been in this spiritual journey for like what I said, like 8 years or something. And it's weird to call it a spiritual journey. I feel like everybody could be on a spiritual journey. I actually feel like it's the way that we're supposed to live. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not perfect. I'm by no means a saint. Being on a quote spiritual journey, at least the way I'm living one, the way I'm living a spiritual journey, does not mean you have to be nice to everybody. It doesn't mean you have to sacrifice. It doesn't mean that at all. It means, actually, a lot of it means just living according to what's best for you. And sometimes that means going against what, you know, it means that it looks selfish. It means that it's just really, really cool. Anyway, but yeah, so this started 8 years ago. And again, it started when, for me, I was like, okay, like I feel psychic. And so I started doing like intuitive readings for people, just like at work and like friends and family, without any tools like cards or like tarot cards, for example, or anything, just because I felt like I knew things. And the reason for my spiritual awakening is very specific, but I won't talk about it now because it's a little too personal for me. But yeah, sorry. I'll probably get into it at some point, depending on later videos and the nature of them. But yeah, anyway, and then eventually I started using cards for my psychic readings, and I was really scared because I grew up religious, so I was afraid to get into that. I was afraid to get into anything that had to do with, like, you know, like tarot, for example, anything that was like psychic tools or whatever. But this is a part of the spiritual journey, is listening to your intuition, always doing things from a place of love, and always not doing things from a place of fear. And so I can tell you that I've gone through some tough things. I don't know why my life is so hard, but I'm getting this feeling that life is supposed to be challenging for us. I don't know. So I feel like for some people it's like way less challenging. Like my tia, which in Spanish means aunt, like she got married young and has had, okay, well, anyway, at least for like the majority of her marriage, it's been, in my opinion, fabulous. I think I know she's definitely happy with my uncle now. But it's like, she had like one partner and like she had a family, kind of like very straightforward. I don't know why for me it's been so hard. Like I wanted to get married young. Back when I was super like, just like, yes, get married, have kids. No, I was never really like that, but I just like wanted that. Like I just imagined myself like cooking for my partner and being like somebody who just like made my partner happy essentially, and was like super, and was like domestic. But yeah, so like I don't know why it's been hard. Like I don't have a partner yet. I mean, I've had people, but don't mind my weird toys in the back. It's a long story. But anyway, but yeah, so I was just like, my life it hasn't been straightforward. And sometimes I'm thinking like, okay, it's supposed to be challenging for us because we're supposed to, like it's like this spiritual thing. I don't know. What do you think? But anyway, I just wanted to kind of tell you guys, whoever might be watching, that I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy overall. But that's what I was saying. It's like I was really different before my spiritual awakening. Just relying again on whatever qualities about me that were like desirable and I would call marketable. Like I was talented then, and in my opinion, I was attractive, things like that. And I was really hanging on to things. I did not let go of things easily at all. And now I'm just constantly like, let go, let go, let go, let go. And I realized I'm still kind of at the beginning of that. Like my whole life, at least for when I was growing up, I had grown up religious and in this kind of like background of kind of like fear-based, practices and like thinking, and I don't know, just fear-based kind of living. So I'm still kind of young in that sense, where it's like, okay, you live by letting go and stuff. But I have to tell you, I've gone through hard things, like a really hard, um, like dating somebody, and it was really hard because I felt that they were kind of hateful toward me. So much shadow, so much constantly looking at my shadow. And again, like, why? Why isn't my life straightforward? Like, you know? Anyway, but yeah, so I've gone through hard things, but, and then like having this housemate who lives on the same floor as me, and they're like this kind of like macho guy, and I'm like this like feminist weird person, and like it's like this cultural difference, and it's like really difficult, and it's all energy. But then it's like they're like communicating to me like in my mind, and it's like all, it's like really uncomfortable. I know it sounds fucking crazy, but after my or during my spiritual awakening, I developed psychic abilities, which you can too. Just lean into your intuition. But right now, I feel like really even keel, really happy. Oh, that's the other thing, is I'm poor. I'm poor as fuck. Excuse the French. I'm super poor. I had a good paying job in the restaurant industry, and I left because, essentially because this lady was racist. I know. It sucks. And some people might contest whether that's really a thing. And I know it's a thing. It's just, if you have doubts about it, I've thought about this a lot, and it doesn't mean you're necessarily a bad person if you behave that way. But anyway, I won't get into that. I'm actually writing a book that's related uh, to that issue in particular. But anyway, I know I'm writing a book. But yeah, so basically, I left because I didn't feel comfortable there. So that sucked because it was a good paying job, and then I was like, okay, you know, like life is hard, and it's hard for me, just because maybe of like, I don't know. Anyway, I just realized life is hard for certain people in certain ways, and so I've like had to, now I work in a lower paying job, and it's been rough because I don't know, part of it is ego. A lot of it is ego. It's like, okay, you know, I grew up eating out every weekend. Now I have to like prepare my own food regularly. For a while I was getting up like at 6 in the morning, around then, several times a week, and like preparing food. um, I know it sounds like duh, like I sound spoiled or something. Like, yeah, people do that, but anyway, but yeah, but so it's been hard, but I am pretty happy. I feel like for me, some of my life is oriented toward letting go of the ego, which is like, I think everybody has to do that at some point, whether you face a death of a loved one, for example, or, you know, you didn't get that job, or like you have to stay in a situation where you feel, you know, you're humiliated in some sense for a while or something. Everybody has to face it, but I feel like I can't move forward in life. I feel like there's this kind of like a spiritual contract, where like I just can't move forward until my ego kind of dies. I don't know.